though, this your boy DOC, and the sealed documents have leaked. But before I go into that, you remember in the last video, or one of the last videos that I put up, it was talking about individual 1 and individual 2 of who the original person that purchased the gun in Florida, then the person that purchased it from him, then he sold it to Taxstone. You know, we know they already snitching, but this is the official documents from the detective that's been over the case, that's been piecing the puzzle together. Now, that's the only thing that's going to be showing on the screen throughout this whole video, and I'm putting it up, giving enough time for people to read it for themselves to see exactly what's going on in his case, what was said in court, what they presented to the judge, and the charges that he's facing. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you. It's not looking good for Taxstone, because these boys not only are possessing him with a firearm, the receipt of a firearm in interstate commerce, they're going through all of his old cases. And for people that's been to court, or even if you say, for instance, you like watch CSI or some shit like that, if they try to push, since he's saying not guilty and possibly gonna try to push this to trial, they do that type of shit to try to make your character look bad in front of the individuals that's going to be reviewing your case. So with all the additional information, they'll already be giving you the face anyway to try to make sure that they get a conviction. I'm talking about some of his convictions was dealing with attempted robbery, all type of shit. But what's crazy, what you will end up running across in this video as you're reading through the documents, you will see that they was even talking about his Vlad TV interview. And people been saying that Vlad been setting motherfuckers up from the get-go. But one thing I will say, like, I was just watching the Pee Wee Longway video interview that he had on Vlad. You have control when you go on these media outlets and do interviews of the shit that you say. You don't have to be like Rollo, and when they ask you a question and you damn near only 25 years old and the statute of limitations is 7 years, and you talking about you done made millions of dollars of doing this A, B, C, D, breaking down shit to a fucking T. Like, dog, it's like either you fucking lying or you don't know nothing about the court system, or you just fucking stupid. But I'm leaning towards the stupid and lying part, but it's just crazy. But I don't want to get off topic with this Taxstone shit. It's just crazy how they just brought up from that Taxstone interview, and how, from that Vlad interview, and how I know it's from that Vlad interview, because that's when he was talking about him being a blood. Remember when he was talking about how he just made himself a blood, and they calling it, he was a part of the violent street gang Bloods, you know, and his willingness to use violence and firearms. You know, that's just crazy, because that came directly from his interview that he had on there. So that's one of the things that they reviewed on social media, along with his DNA and 2 others that's on the magazine. Now, what the crazy part, along with everything else, you know, they have the DNA that they saying that's on the handle, that's on the magazine, and other DNA from him that shows that he had the weapon before firing the firearm. You know, maybe they're trying to say the way his prints showed up somewhere else on the gun, maybe from holding it, tucking it, we don't know. But all that information soon will come out. But like the detectives, Flores said he talked directly to the guy that bought the gun in Florida. So that lets you know, one, for them to even be able to trace it back, I believe just to even trace it back to make these motherfuckers even fear that their name could get caught up in that shit, they couldn't have scratched the serial numbers off of it, point blank period, unless them dudes were just so shook any damn way, they just like, okay, we just about to come forward. But the detective talked directly to the guy in Florida that bought the gun, then the person he sold it to, he was talking, then they went on Taxstone social media and found pictures of the second person that was snitching and taxed together to confirm that they even know each other. You know what I'm saying? And the second individual that bought the gun from the guy from Florida, you know, he admitted to bringing it to NYC, and that's where the interstate commerce charge is coming from. You know, with the on top of a felon with the felony firearm. It's just crazy. It's not looking good for old boy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what his attorney is gonna do, what type of deal they gonna try to work out. If he beat it, we don't know. But this is just solid information that I wanted everybody, if you need to go back and rewind this video and just take your time and turn down the volume and just read what's on the screen, then come back again and listen to what I gotta say. But this is all the sealed documents right here that's going on in court of what a lot of people ain't putting out yet. But I want you to drop a comment, tell me your thoughts about this case. What did you notice from the get-go? Just tell me what you think about it, and holla at your boy, this DOC. Peace.